Okay, so the lab today is to do sentimental analysis again, but by using NGram function. Okay, so if you don't know what is NGram function, then you never watched my lecture video. Okay, so please watch the lecture video to understand what is NGram and what is a context NGram. That's very easy function that you can use. And for this lab, we are using the data set for bogus company named Dual Core. This bogus company, Dual Core, is to sell the computer peripheral devices. So it means that, there is a customer's review data. There are actually two files that you can download. One is the customer's rating file in 2012. Another one is rating data file in 2013. So you have two customers' data files that you can play with. So, just in case, I'm sure you already know these functions, but in this lab, we are going to use average function and count function. And average function has a parameter over one column, and it actually calculates the average value over this column. And also, if you have a average distinct column, then this is just to calculate the average value of the column. But if there is a duplicate to the value, then it only counts one, not the many. So only the one value should be used if you have the same value to calculate the average. So distinct column is the syntax to find out the one unique value from the same value. Also, there is a count of star function that is equivalent to count of one, and this is to count number of records. Even the row contain null value, it is counted as a one record. So it can be used to count to how many data set. I mean, how many data or how many records your data set has. So you guys have used this a lot in the previous lab, but just in case I showed you again. So as usual, users connect to Beeline, and you need to use your database, right? And then you have to create external table named the ratings, because ratings data set, I mean, two ratings files have 5 columns. It has 5 columns, and each column, I mean, each field has a data type. So, 3 of them, I gave you perfect code, but 2 of them, you need to figure out to complete this code. This is too easy, but just in case, I ask you this question. So column name the product ID and rating, you need to define them as field.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah, it's too easy. So yeah, exactly. And also data type is already given. Okay, so you can use that for these 2 fields. Besides, this table has a separator \t. Do you remember what \t means?
Yeah.
Tab, right?
Yeah.
So if you set the field separator as a tab, what actually it means?
The tab delimited, separated by tab delimited. So when you import it into Excel, you want to do tab delimited so everything's spaced out.
Yeah, so almost you perfect answer my question, like 90%, right? So simply, values.
Yeah.
Data set values are separated by
Separated by
tab.
tab.
Yeah. So I'm glad you answered that. And also location is rating. I normally gave you the entire path, like I gave you the home directory, user and your account name, right? And then just subfolder ratings. But you can also use the relative path ratings. So it actually means, it implies that, home directory is not shown. But if you just mention the name of folder, that is the subfolder of your home directory. Okay. Is it HDFS or Linux file system? Huh? You think it's Linux file system? What do you think? So one of your classmates said this is Linux file system. What do you think? Is it Linux or HDFS? Yeah, still you think that's Linux? You sure? You guys agree? Definitely it's HDFS. Don't be confused. Linux is for traditional file system, I mean traditional data set, but we are talking about large scale data set, right? So don't get confused. The Linux is for like a traditional system, not like a big data system. Okay. Okay, so I said this is home directory for HDFS. Do you remember the home directory of Linux? What should be the path name for Linux home directory? So assuming that user is 5, what should be this directory name in a Linux file system? Exactly, home and username, right? Oh, you didn't know it? Or you just accidentally mentioned it?
And then username, but yeah, I first
Yeah. So whenever you see /home, it means that, oh, this is home directory of Linux file system. But whenever you see /user and account name, well, that should be the HDFS home directory. So don't be confused. So once you successfully complete this code, and if you run describe ratings, you can see 5 columns with the correct data. So once you have a table, then it's time to refer to the data. So you have to download the data. So one is rating 2012.txt file. And then you should put the file you downloaded to ratings directory of HDFS, right? Because your table look at ratings directory to read the data, right? So if you list it, you can see the ratings directory. And if you list ratings again, you can see ratings 2012 text file that you uploaded. So if you count it, we run count function, then you can see, oh, there are total 464 records in this file. Now, I said there is one more data file that is for 2013. So you can download the 2013 data file. And then this time you make another directory named dual core. Okay? And then you put 2013 data file into dual core directory. And then if you list it, you can see 2013 data file. Okay? However, you can, if you want to use ratings table, this 2013 data file should be put into ratings directory, not into dual core directory. Because your ratings table actually again, refer to ratings directory, not dual core directory. Does anyone have any question at this moment for this? Yeah. So, okay. Actually, you can put 2013 text file into ratings directory again, but you can also use a B line. So at B line, you can run hypercare code. I mean, hypercare statement that is to use load data in path. So load data in this path, that is rating 2013.txt file under dual core, can be moved into, loaded into table named ratings. So, I can use load data in path and into table statement to move 2013 data file into ratings table. Okay. So after then, if you run HTTP shell commands to look up ratings 2013 in dual core, it doesn't exist anymore. So, then if I list the ratings directory, then you can find the 2013 text file that is moved to ratings directory by using load data in path into table name. Yeah? So, this is great, right? So, if you now run count function again from ratings table, then total record becomes now 21,997 records. Yeah? So for first data set, you had only 464 records, but now after add the second data file into ratings directory, you can see 21,997 data. Okay? So from here, you should know that once you put multiple data set, I mean, if you put multiple data file under the same directory, your table that refer to this directory can read the entire data from these multiple data files. Okay? So for example, for your Tom project, if you have a many data file that has the same structure, the one thing that you have to remember is these two data files have the same structure, right? It has 5 columns. So if your data file have the same structure with the same data type, and they can be put into the same directory, and you can create one table that can refer to this directory, then this table can read the entire file. It's like, I mean, to you, it looks like one file, even though it is multiple files. But again, that is how you can use multiple files together to put it on the same directory. And this directory can be referred to by one table. So this is what you need to remember, and you can use it for your own project if you have a multiple parts with the same structure. Does it make sense, guys? So this is a very important concept. Okay. And any question from Zoom?
No, Professor.
Cool. So I hope you, okay, great. So I hope you guys clearly understand what this is and hope you can use it for your project when you have many data files with the same structure. So today's lab should be relatively easier and simpler, but you have to understand what you're doing. That is most important. So please do so and let me know if you have any question, or let me know when you have any questions. I mean, after you finish your work, show it to me, then I can give you a credit. By the way, meantime, let me